And let's go.
And now it's time for Bikes, Mikes, and Idiots with your hosts, Ubi and Eric.
Alrighty, guys, here we go again. We got another episode. And again, a special guest.
Hi.
Hi.
We got Sketchy Alias.
Right there, I hate to say it before. Let me interrupt you. You just reminded me of Bruce Willis in Fifth Element. No.
Yeah.
Say hello to all of our guests. Hi.
Yeah. A little bit.
So you're my Bruce Willis now.
Oh, sweet. I'll shave my head.
No, you won't.
I won't.
So we got Sketchy Alias again on the podcast.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Ryan. Since we already went down that road. You can call him Sketchy, call him Ryan. I think both work.
Yeah, no.
It's almost like one of them's an alias.
God.
But
Jeez. Oh, jeez. So,
As he cues up the soundboard.
yeah.
Right.
Too slow.
The only thing
joke
he
is
has
past.
to do is a soundboard.
The joke
and
is
he
past.
can never do it.
The joke is past.
So, there you go.
Hey,
If I would have known you were going there, I could have hit it for you.
a little
but-
late than late sometimes works better.
No, it doesn't.
No.
I tell that to your woman.
What woman?
Exactly. I was about to say
Sorry,
that too.
Ruby. I didn't mean to throw you under like that, man.
Exactly. Well,
All right.
but
And on a serious note,
we got Sketchy. Ryan, what do you ride?
I ride a 22 Road Glide Special.
hoorah.
Another Harley boy here.
Well, no, before that, I started off on a Yamaha Bolt. Then I went to a Yamaha Striker. Did a lot of custom work
Strikers
to
are
both
cool.
of them. They're great bikes.
Yeah.
And then I went to a Victory Magnum. Unfortunately, that bike ended up getting totaled. And then I was riding around on a Victory Vegas for a hot minute, which had the same engine as my Magnum, but just like a quarter of the weight. And then I decided, like, once I wanted to be an adult, I bought a Harley because I felt like that was the most adult bike to have.
That was, I'm not going to lie, though. Victories were awesome.
No,
That
Victory.
108.
Victories are great.
No,
106.
106.
The Harley
I'm
killer.
thinking about the Indian, the 108. But
No one ever
106.
thinks about him, but it's okay.
You do when you're in my dust?
Go on. Oh, when I'm in your dust? Okay.
This guy. Listen, every time. I'm quicker.
I ride an Indian.
It takes me 5 months to get an oil change appointment.
My crush washer cost me $300.
Yeah, actually, you're not.
They're not bad. They're not that expensive.
They
So
are.
like
HD
$100.
stands for $100. Everything. You
not
walk into
wrong.
a store, you're spending $100.
That's why, man. That's why I'm so happy. There's like companies like Advent Black or
Yeah.
freaking
Hogworks.
Hogworks. Because you don't have to pay the Harley price, but you get the
Yeah.
Harley quality.
Yep.
And one,
Yep.
you're supporting local companies. Not local, but you're supporting other companies outside of like the Harley Davidson name.
Outside of the company.
Yeah, and they make great stuff. Like I just
Yeah.
put a tour pack on my bike, and I call it my snack pack because that's literally all it does. It's gonna haul like you've ever seen that meme where it's the picture of the saddlebag, and the tour pack, and it's like my stuff, her stuff, more of her stuff.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
that's literally it, man.
Exactly.
But I got that from Hogworks, and it's probably one of the best purchases I made for that bike.
Excellent.
There you go.
Excellent.
What kind of seat do you got on there now?
I have a Saddleman Road sofa for her.
I have a Saddleman Road sofa extended reach for her.
Right?
Yeah. If they made the extended reach, I'd have that too. Actually, don't really need it in the Indian though, because my floorboards are long enough.
Well, you know why they don't make the extended reach though, right? Because most of the time they know you're not one for the road sofa. They're made primarily for women to sit on the back, and I know a lot of Indian riders
Yeah.
don't have women on the back of their bikes.
Yeah, they have dudes, and their
Yeah.
arms are long enough.
That's why they don't want the extended reach either, so they can be as close as possible.
Sorry, that just reminded me.
That was perfect, dude. Like, we just literally...
Let's go.
That just totally reminded me. Who'd you have on the back of your bike the other day?
Yeah, when
exactly.
when one of the guys' bikes broke down, he replaced everything on his bike. Like, it's a hot motor. It's fast. It's a fast Harley. He replaced everything in the primary except the clutch basket, which is the one part that you should upgrade. And he's like, well, I'll save $200. And $5,000 later now when the clutch basket blew apart.
Ouch.
Yeah. So bad decision. So I drove him to the bar on the back of the bike.
You did like back to back, right?
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
So,
He was riding Spider.
so the funny thing is we pulled up,
Legs crossed.
So the
and
funny
everything.
thing is we pulled up to a light, and this guy pulled up in the car next to us, and I turned and went, hi.
No, you did.
Oh, I did. And the guy looks at me and just starts to like smile, and Jim looks over at him and goes, and the guy burst out laughing.
That's great.
So like I was doing all the bastard moves that I could do, like I'd take off like
So he
full
has to- so he
throttle
has to
take off.
grab
So he
you
has
that
to like
much-
grab, and
that
then
much
I'd
tighter?
slam on the brakes, and he'd slide. Like I was just messing with him just because screw him. That's what he gets. It was funny.
Hey man, having some of like the best stories on the road are like
Oh.
it's what makes riding so enjoyable.
Yes.
I have a buddy of mine. His name's Gonzo, and there's been multiple times like him and I put miles down together. And I remember one time we were riding back from Phoenix, and it was me and yeah, but we were riding side by side, and all of a sudden I look over and he's like digging into his jacket for something, and I was like, what the hell is this guy doing? And then 2 seconds later I look back, so I look at the road, look back at him, and he's got a bag of bacon that he's fished out.
Bacon?
Travel bacon. They
he has
actually make, like,
fished
travel
out
bacon, yeah.
out of his pocket, and he's like sitting there, and he looks at me, and he's like, so it's full face helmet. I can't see his eyes, but then I just see him slide a piece of bacon under his visor, and he pulls his hand out, and it's gone, and I'm like, this dude, he's got pocket snacks.
Did he hand you bacon though?
Oh, absolutely.
There you go.
We
on the road bacon pass.
we literally like it. Like his pocket snacks thing has been like a known thing now. Like the last time I hung out with him, we're just hanging out, just shooting it and whatever. And then all of a sudden he like pulls out a bag of chicken nuggets, hot chicken nuggets, dude.
Does he have like a warming pocket?
I don't know, man. I think I was like, hey man, do you prep these or like do you have dipping sauces? Like I need to know the full extent of
Yeah.
this.
Hey, I need to put a dipping sauce holder on my handlebars if you've got a dipping sauce.
Forget the cup holder. I need a place for my ranch and my spicy teriyaki. But
That's
yeah,
funny.
he just pulls it out and he's just like, you want one? I felt like Napoleon Dynamite, and I was like,
Yeah.
that's
Hold
kind
on.
of dumb, but yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ride comms?
My whole thing for the bike is when I'm on my bike, I'm usually blasting music through my sound system, and I don't want to deal with anyone. Like it is my way. Like obviously, like I'm running Life 360, so in case all of a sudden I was going 80 and,
now
I'm
you're going
to
to zero.
it'll
Alert
it'll
people,
send my
yeah.
girl a text and it'll be like, hey, Ryan may
Ryan's
not be
dead.
here anymore. Ryan's not available. Please leave a message after that. Right. So
And
I
then
don't-
she texts and your phone responds, I'm not dead yet.
So yeah, I tend to not run comms. Like I do a lot of like hand signals with my homies and stuff. So like
Hey Eric,
I
you
think he
want
wants
to
me
go
to
down? You want to go down?
Oh,
to
do
he
you
the
wants me to
same thing.
steal third. I don't know.
Oh yeah, no, I do. Like we've got comms now, so on long trips, we'll run comms just because the safety purpose of it. But
But the good thing is, like with the comms we run, you can mute your mic, so you're not going to hear each other.
so yeah,
unless
we'll
you're
all
wanting
we'll
to
all
talk.
tell each other. We'll be like, hey, everybody go to mute, and we'll just mute them. And
Go on
then
mute.
if you need them, we just point to the. Well, actually, it's this side. You point
Well,
to
you-
the comm.
And honestly, you don't need to.
Yeah.
You just unmute your thing.
Hey guys, yeah.
Oh, because you have
Hey,
that
guys,
like
what-
that mesh network,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
So
you
we
just
mesh 'em
unmute
and-
yours, and you can hear each other
You guys
So
like
then
to
it's
mesh
like,
on the
oh.
road?
all the time.
Cool. No, I primarily it's been like hand signals.
2024, dude.
Me and my buddy Aaron will ride together, and like if him and I are going together and it's just two of us, like he'll throw up every hand signal, and if we need gas, usually one of us will just start frantically pointing at our
Yeah,
tank.
yeah,
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I think that's the universal gas one.
my
no,
favorite.
no. Let's go back to the story from the one time we went out with the club. So we went out with the club to go drop off a check down in Tombstone. And
I wasn't there that one.
no, you might not have been there.
I couldn't go.
That's right. You weren't there. So we went down there. We didn't fully have our comms working because we have a set for the club. We didn't fully have our comms working. So we had one of the guys ride up all the way, like he was like in the middle, rode up all the way to the front, and he started doing that. Obviously, we hear the story afterwards because I'm bringing up the rear.
Where the Indian belongs.
Because it's the fastest bike there.
Yeah, that's it.
Hey,
It's the quickest bike.
You ride to the
quickest bike.
speed of the slowest bike,
Yep.
It's usually the ones up front.
aka Indians.
No, so he rode up to the front, trying to get the guy's attention, like, hey, I need gas. So once we finally got to the gas station, one of our guys that was up front, Jake, he's like, I thought he was like, I gotta pee.
Hey, fluid in and fluid out. Same thing. Gas station works for both.
I'm saying, if I got to piss, I'm pointing at my too. Like, come on, man.
Dude, you gotta remember.
Say wiener.
Yeah.
Otherwise, YouTube.
Sorry, when I have to
kicks us off.
urinate, I point at my phallus. Like, is that better? Are you happy now?
Actually, yeah. Actually, yeah.
Is it-
I think that's
erase-
allowed.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, we can erase it. We'll just get a little.
I'm gonna
I'm
start
just gonna come back with the same number anyways.
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna start calling it a Richard.
A Richard.
Point at my Richard.
No, so yeah, so we had that situation, and obviously that's not a universal signal. Obviously,
What do you?
Close enough.
What do you do? Just this? Like, there needs to be a universal sign for like, hey, I need to use the bathroom.
Oh, I
Yeah,
thought
but
we're talking
no.
about fuel.
no, he needed fuel. He needed fuel.
I need fuel. Like,
He needed
what kind
fuel.
of fuel, dog? Like,
He needed fuel, but one of our guys thought he's like,
It's because
"You
it's
gotta-
Jake.
That's true. Oh, geez, could you imagine if it was us three and Jake?
Oh God.
No one would ever.
You're
be-
hungry?
tummy hungry.
No. So Jake is just as bad as we are with SOS, except so me and him get along very well.
He will
because-
laser focus on one thing though. Jeez.
No, he doesn't though. That's the crazy thing. Because me and him can have conversations where we have a conversation. We'll start one topic when we start golfing. By the 16th hole, we'll come back to that topic because we went off on so many other topics and
ADHD.
still be able to yeah.
You guys remember everything that went up to it.
He was planning our ride back from Chicago from our nationals, and he's like, "Yeah, this section's 180 miles." I'm like, "I don't think there's a single bike in this group that can go 180 miles." He's like, "Oh yeah, I can."
I can on fumes.
Oh, when we got there, I
we
had
were-
3 miles left to
Yeah,
empty.
we were.
When the light goes on,
And he's like, "Oh, I've got 60 miles." I'm like, "How big's your tank?" "Oh, 6.5
wait.
gallons." "Ours are only 5, moron."
That was also the same time when we
stopped to help out those guys.
We stopped at a gas station too, that wasn't open yet.
Yeah, it wasn't open yet. It showed us a real gas station, and it wasn't open yet. It's like, "Oh, coming soon, gas station." We're like, "Oh no!"
coming soon, out of gas.
Yes. So we had those moments,
And,
But
and
yeah.
our chase truck was 50 miles ahead of us, so it was our lead truck.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Kind of opposite.
Yeah,
My chase
exactly.
truck's in front of me.
It didn't help out. But yeah,
Who's chasing who?
it was fun. We had a good time though. It was a good ride. But
it was
something
fun.
we did this last coming week, we got asked by the American Legion to escort the traveling wall from one American Legion to the next.
awesome.
So we actually got to. We were the only LE club that was asked to go and do it. So we actually were part of the procession that led them. There was over 100 bikes and about 40 cars.
Damn.
And it was all old school cars. And dude, it was cool because the guys these old dudes don't give a crap. And they're pulling in, and he's got this beautiful C10 Chevy. And he revs it, and then he was like, "Brrr, brrr," and then, "Brrr," and he just lit it up, smoking the tires. We're all like, "Oh yeah, America, brr, yes."
Yes.
That doesn't count because I beat myself.
Yes, you did.
Oh, you can beep yourself into the
Yes.
account? Oh, noted.
You got to learn the
Yeah.
game.
Sincerely
It's
noted.
Yes.
it's an
But it was
ever evolving game.
But it was cool to be able to do that and escort part of our history that unfortunately I think a lot of people have forgotten about, and it's sad. It's terrible. So I brought my whole family down there, all the kids, and we went and walked. And I don't have anyone that I know that died in Vietnam, but they do have some soldiers from Afghanistan and Iraqi freedom and all that. So I was able to see. I did see a friend of mine that I went to high school's name on there, so I was able to
Damn.
see that. So it was kind of cool.
See, and that's cool. Sadly, I had to work that day, so I wasn't able to make it. But it was cool seeing the pictures from it and everything. It's a rare thing to get asked to be involved in stuff like that. You know?
Well, and the reason being is that's where we go for most of our club meetings is we go to the one of the American Legions. So they see us there all the time. And they're like, "Hey, you guys ought to do this with us." We're like,
Yep.
"Okay."
So, I know we had like previously on another episode we had talked about like how I worked with Brotalion.
Yep.
Yes.
One of the really cool things I've been able to do with them is they own this this foundation. It's called the Brotalion Blue Skies Foundation, and what they do is they provide relief for families of victims of like aviation crashes in the military.
Oh man.
So in the last like year and a half, like I've had the opportunity to help commemorate a lot of like the fallen crew members. Like last year, there was 2 UH-60s that went down, and unfortunately, they lost 9 crew members, pilots, crew chiefs, and everything. And I was part of the team that got to help design the memorial artwork that got to go on those shirts that helped raise funds for that.
Excellent.
So
That
that's
is awesome, dude.
It's been like me coming from an aviation background, like working in the working on Apaches and stuff, like getting the opportunity to help out. And like the easiest way I explained it is I remember I was talking to one of the guys, Brett, about it, and if I can provide, because I'm a parent, like I have kids,
Yep.
and if I can give a child something that they can hold on to on those nights where they miss their family member that much more, or a loved one that can just hold on to this fabric that says their loved one's name and just reminisce on that,
Yeah.
that is worth everything to me.
Oh, absolutely.
No, that's awesome.
Well, and that's something I will get with you offline off the podcast.
Okay.
Maybe that's something we can do, that we can partner
Yeah.
with them as an organization, do a fundraiser for them.
Those guys have by far been like the greatest people to work for.
That'll
like,
be good.
So I'll throw this out there. So we'll throw a link to their page, whatever they got,
Yep.
in our description. We'll throw it up on the Instagram and our socials and stuff. We'll throw it up there. We'll
try to get them some
We'll get it,
traffic.
and we'll get it up there.
Absolutely, no,
So-
that's amazing. That'd be super
Yeah,
appreciative.
I mean, we need to take care of our service members. My son is looking at the military, and I would want to have something to remember him if something happened to him. You know, and I think that's
Yeah.
having something available for those family members is absolutely 100% amazing. And the fact that you get to be involved in that is like the coolest thing. Like that, honestly, is just
That's
good.
A really cool thing, and obviously
it's hitting me in the feels right now, and it's cool. It's good stuff.
a little bit of feels. Obviously, that's why we have our flags
service
that we
flag,
do.
yep.
So we got our service flags. Obviously we respect all that kind of stuff. That's something that we've actually talked about a little bit, and that's part of the reason we kind of started the podcast a little bit too, was with our line of work and then military and all this stuff. It's very intermingled with the stresses that come with it.
Absolutely.
And so, if people get to kind of hang out with us, listen to what we talk about, kind of relate with us, and they can have a moment of, I'm going to spend an hour or whatever hanging out with these guys while I'm driving home, or,
Yep.
or I'm at home and I'm hanging out by myself and I want to relax, distress, do whatever, and it can help someone out. That would be greater than money to us, honestly.
Yeah. If we can
Yeah,
help
but-
one person, that's all the payment we need. Like
And-
that's key.
And when it comes down to it, man, like, so when I first started getting into graphic design, I was a kid, and then as I got older, I found it more as like my outlet. And then, so I deployed to Afghanistan in like 2020 to 2021, right before the closeout. And when I came home, I found myself in like a very like just depressed spot. Like one, it was weird. I had mixed emotions because I was around the same people for 10 months.
Yeah.
And those are my brothers. Like I was there. I woke up, they were there. Went to sleep, they were there. On my best days, worst days, they were there. And then going back into design, it was a way for me to almost find that outlet where it provided me that relief that I needed. Obviously, I reached out to I know a lot of people harp on like the VA that they kind of suck at, getting back to you, but I reached out to the VA, reached out to a bunch of my buddies that I deployed with, and then I found Brotalion found me, and it was like now being able to do something that helps me kind of bring myself back to center, as well as honor fallen service members, and then help current units like make some cool like unit apparel that they can rock and have some pride and a spirit of corps.
Yeah.
Like it just everything works, and it's just so amazing.
So that's awesome. That's awesome
Yeah.
that you get to do that and you get to work with those guys too. Like I said, we'll throw something out there. Also, maybe we'll be able to link up with them too, and
Yep.
maybe even have some of those guys on. Because we're going to be doing also call-in
Calling
Yes.
podcasts.
Okay.
call-in.
So
guests.
we actually figured out that we can actually do that.
So we can do that.
So
through
we
the
can
board
Bluetooth
here.
them into the board, so it's
Heck
kind of
yeah.
cool.
So we can do like a FaceTime type thing, and we can record it, have their face coming up and everything too. So if any of the guys want to tell their story, anything like that, we can put that out here.
And we'll
They can-
always push. We'll always push for charities and beneficiaries for servicemen, because that's we have to remember them. They keep our country safe. They make it safe for us to do what we can do to keep our country safe from inside. They do it on the outside, and it's that sacrifice that is so important to our country. That's what our country has been built on, is sacrifice.
Yeah, no, in Brotalion, it's Spencer, Nick, and Brett, and those dudes. They're all pilots. They all come from like an aviation background, and then we have an amazing design team that is like myself included, and we have a couple other designers, and they're all like, for the most part, they have a very like, their niche is aviation. Their niche is knowing what Army units like, and it works so well together.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, that's awesome. And you have your brothers in arms, essentially.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
you're doing the same stuff. So, like I said, if they ever want to come on, talk about their story, that'd be awesome, because then we have you here and them come on. It's a little easier
And
connection
we'll
there.
put
and
their
they can
head
really-
right about here.
Yeah, it'll probably be right in here, so it'll be a...
A little floating head.
No, they definitely have some cool stories. One of them was down here on, he had like a work thing. He was here for about a year, and we got to spend quite a bit of time together. Got tacos. I showed him around Arizona, and I knew him obviously from like, you know, talking on social media, texting, phone calls, but then I actually got to hang out with him. I ended up inviting him over to my house for like Thanksgiving, because he was away from family.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
regardless of if, like, we wear the same uniform, we like, U.S. Army is like, it's one big messed up family, but we have each other's back. It's kind of like the whole like, I can call my sister fat, but you can't,
Yes.
kind of situations. So
Nope, can't go down that road.
Nope, we're not going down that road.
That's a story for after the podcast.
Yes, that's an after show.
But yeah, no, I brought him in. I treated him like family. He got to meet my kids. He got to like meet my family, and he was embraced by Arizona because he was away from his family.
Yeah.
And I would do that for any of my homies that like serve and they just want to, hey man, do you have a place to stay? Absolutely, come over.
Yeah. So, and that's awesome. And that's awesome that you have that mindset too. One thing I did want to throw in there. Thank you for your service.
Terrible.
That was
No,
the
but-
worst timing.
I would have done this one.
Thank you. You know, for the longest time, I didn't know how,
Or actually, no.
how to respond. But dude, straight up, for the longest time, I didn't know how to respond when people would say that, because like in my mind, like I enlisted back in like 2012, and I'd always told myself like, yeah, like if I ever was afforded the opportunity to deploy, like I want to go overseas and do my job like I was supposed to do. Right? You always hear like, you enlist in the military, you deploy, you come home, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when people would say thank you for your service, I would like, it's kind of like the movie theater. Enjoy your movie. You too. And you're like,
You're like,
but I had said that. I was like, they're like,
too.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for your service. And I'd be like, thank you. And then it wasn't until like 2020.
Thank you, Jody.
Yeah. Someone was like, thank you for your service. So like, thank you for your support. And I was like, duh. Why did it take me years to understand how to say that?
no, but it's a big thing for us too.
Yeah, well, because our line of work,
yeah,
same thing.
yeah.
I
With
guess-
law enforcement, it's the same thing, and you have those ups and downs where people do kind of push it out there, and sometimes people are just kind of like, they kind of give you that.
You
look,
guys suck.
like, you know what I mean? And I have two nephews that were in the Army too. Well, I don't know if my other nephew finally got out or not, but they were in the Army too. I love that. I would have done the same. Timing didn't work out for me, but because I ended up having a kid pretty young.
Well, that, and don't ask, don't tell.
That's also it's also a thing now, apparently.
No, it's not.
But yeah, no, man, I think like with Eric's boy, considering the military, I can say,
fit in the chopper.
yeah, no, he's huge. 18 years old, and that dude is looks like he ate an 18-year-old. He ate 18-year-olds. I think it gives, for me as a young dude, joining the military gave me structure. Like everyone else was like, oh, why'd you join the military? Oh yeah, I was gonna go to college, do something, and I ended up working on helicopters full time, fell in love with it, and then now I'm older, and I'm actually in college now, finishing up a degree, and it's been a great journey. I think it provides you structure, it provides you with some, like, I don't know, it helps you evolve into the adult that you should be. So I don't deter anyone from joining it.
It gives you a different route.
Absolutely.
It gives you a different route. And I think...
No, you can just don't put the camera there.
Well, yeah. But,
Like-
no, I think it gives you a different route to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for a lot of people, it makes it a little faster.
Yeah.
Because some people, if they go down just the regular road, it's going to be you're 30 years old before you actually mature to that point that you're a contributing member to society, we'll say.
I feel more
And-
organized now in my 30s than I felt like I was before I joined the Army. Because, dude, to be honest, I was kind of a
30s.
I was a punk prior to the military, man. I was enrolled in college right after high school. I'd wake up and I'd be like, oh, I have an hour to be at class, and I'd just be like, I won't go to class.
Thanks, Eric.
You're welcome.
But I feel like the military helped me grow up.
Yeah, and like I said, that's why I kind of was going down that. There's a lot of people where it does give them that chance.
Yeah.
I think it's a great opportunity for a lot of people. A lot of people would probably end up in a bad spot if they don't go to the military.
Yeah.
So I think it's an outlet for a lot of people.
And I personally, and I did not go through the military, but I still think we should, as a nation, do compulsory service like they do in Israel. I honestly think...
I don't disagree.
I think that would invigorate people who love America a little bit more, and to understand the sacrifices that are necessary to maintain it. Now, that doesn't mean everybody's going to be a combat person,
I was
obviously,
gonna
because
say,
that's not built for everybody.
I like the way they do it too,
Yeah.
because it's not just military service. It's
No,
military, law enforcement, or first responder.
Or for some sort of first responder service. And I think if everyone had to do an EMT for 4 years, well, now they've got those skills for a long time.
And
And it's a skill building set, especially now where you have people who go to a liberal arts college for a basket weaving major, and then they can't find a job. Well, I had my compulsory
What about the
service, I can still do
underwater
an
one?
EMT.
What about the underwater
basket weaving, totally different.
Yeah,
you have
that's a-
You got
jobs
you got
left, right, and
scuba
center
gear.
for that.
You got to know how to use scuba gear.
You got a scuba Steve.
But on a serious note, I think it plays into what you were saying. It made you mature a little faster.
Absolutely.
Because with that whole thing, first responder, military first responder, or law enforcement,
Yes.
it puts you into situations that there's a lot of people that they've never experienced anything really,
No.
and that puts you and it makes you see what actually happens in the world.
Yes.
Because, like, I could just tell you just based on car accidents I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've been in law enforcement for a while, but because of...
Sorry. That's cute. For a while.
Sorry, because you got me by 10 years.
That's a long time. Like,
You're also
I can retire in 8 months.
You're also 10 years older than I am.
that's a long time.
That is a long time. You know how old I feel? I played golf the other day and I couldn't move for 3 days.
Did you want to kick a baby again?
Yeah, I did. There was a couple holes. There was a couple holes where I wanted to kick a baby.
What's that dude say? He's like, oh, it makes me want to kick a fat kid at Kmart.
Yeah.
Theo Vaughn?
Yeah.
I love that. Oh,
Yes.
man.
Yeah, I had a terrible golf game, and I pulled something in one of my shoulders. Like my kid was like, "Oh, Dad, you always tell me you have a knot on your shoulder." He goes, "Oh my God, I can feel it." And he was like, it was sticking
It's
out.
an
He's like,
actual thing.
he goes, "You have actually like a Quasimodo knob on the back of your arm." Like, on the
I
back
just
of
imagine
your
you golfing with like this hunch.
Oh, like
Just-
he has a swing thing out that like my
Oh,
swing
yeah.
is terrible. Like it's terrible. It's short. It's not. I have no flexibility, but I
It's
still
one of
hit
our
the ball
first
decent.
posts on
I still hit the
Instagram.
ball okay.
You can see, yeah, no, he really does actually, but it's one of our first things on Instagram when we were first starting up the page and everything. We were kind of showing
Ubi's got
who
this
we are.
beautiful fluid swing, and I'm like,
Looking like Happy Madison trying to smack a ball with a hockey stick.
oh yeah,
Hey, but you hit the ball pretty far in front of that cart girl that one time.
dude. I was like, please don't look like an idiot. Please don't look like an idiot. And it was like, whoosh. I'm like,
Oh, wait a minute.
yes.
I think I just caught myself. Is it Happy Madison? Oh,
No,
dude.
it's Billy.
Billy Madison.
Happy Madison.
Oh no,
is
no,
the-
Billy, man, Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore.
I combined
Happy-
two movies.
yes.
Yeah.
Well, Happy Madison is the production company.
Yes,
Still counts.
yeah,
So-
still counts. I'll give that one to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's like, I was so hurt, and that's like when I felt old. But So I'm going to talk to it about a topic, though.
Okay. Oh, look at Eric.
Camping.
Look at Eric bring this in.
The camping woes. Like, what's your worst camping story? So,
Guest first?
yeah, we'll let the guests go
Oh,
first.
absolutely, because I knew this one was coming. Literally. So first time. So I hadn't been camping in years. I used to do camping with my family way back in the day, and we'd go to like Julian and go camping and stuff. I take my family out to go camping. Immediately, I knew it was going to be bad. Crappy tent, bugs everywhere, just a really, really bad area to stay in. I ended up sleeping on the floor. My son kicked me like 4 times in the head. And when I woke up, it was... One, I had a rock in my back the whole night, so it was not a good time.
I was not in your back the whole night.
I know, right?
By the way, his road name is Rock, that's why.
Oh, Jesus. So... This part's going to definitely go on Patreon, right?
The idiots want to thank Sketchy Alias, one of our founding sponsors, for everything he has done for us. Sketchy works in vector-based design and has been working in the design field for 15 years.
His designs have been used on coins, apparel, websites, and logos. Sketchy is also a veteran who serves this great nation. Thank you for your friendship, work ethic, and service. Alrighty, guys, we're back from a sponsor spot here. Sorry. If you want to know why I'm laughing so hard, you got to go to Patreon.
Got to go to Patreon.
But
God save us.
We'll reiterate this question now all of a sudden. Eric,
Yes.
so camping woes, huh?
Oh, yeah. So, going out camping, we're doing a canoe/boat, because one of the guys had a boat, but he would be there later.
Yeah.
A canoe camping trip.
Okay.
So we go canoe out to this island, middle of freaking nowhere. So it's me, my buddy, one of our friends, and his girlfriend. So we get out there, we get everything all set up. Pretty decent, pretty beautiful. Actually, a gorgeous day. It was a beautiful day out on the lake. We bring the canoes up and get everything set up, and I have like a 5-man tent. Nothing spectacular, like a Walmart style tent, but
It still
shot
works.
corded, decent tent with a rain fly and all that kind of stuff on it. And so we get it all set up, and we having some drinks. We're hanging out and everything, and everyone's like, okay, it's time to go to bed. It's been a long day. We're all a little bit sunburned or whatever, and we had a buddy with a jet ski that had brought it that day, so we'd been jet skiing all day and stuff. So we pulled up on the beach a little bit. Well, we wake up in the middle of the night to strobe lighting, like talking like flat out like strobe lights. We're like, what the hell's going on?
Aliens.
No, a storm.
Oh,
Aliens.
jeez.
So lightning was so intense that you could see. I sat up and I saw him looking at me, and he was like, "This isn't good." And we're like, "No, it's not." So we went out real quick, grabbed the canoe, brought it all the way up, and tied it off to a tree. The jet ski had already floated out, and it's like we're like, "Well, we'll go find that thing tomorrow." Like, we're not going out in the water now. And all of a sudden, the wind hit just like that. It came across. You could see it coming across the lake, and you could see it kicking up the water on the lake. We're like, oh, crap.
Yeah.
And we get back into the tent. Like, there's like the fire's throwing sparks everywhere. We get back into the tent, and the wind hit so hard that the tent folded over and was touching us on our faces while the wind was blowing. It broke 2 of the 4 shot cords on it, like shattered the fiberglass poles. Like,
Damn.
it was absolutely insane. So, like, we didn't have cell phones. This is like before, because I'm old as dirt. We didn't have cell phones and stuff. So, like, this storm goes through, and it's probably a good 2 hours of that, of just like crazy winds, and we're like, holy shit, we're gonna die. But we're like, we're gonna die. Like, we're literally gonna die. This thing's gonna kill us. And like the storm comes over, and like my tent's all like mangled from like the 2 poles breaking, and the sun comes up finally. We get out there, and the jet ski, we see it sitting in the middle of the water. So we take a canoe out, go get the jet ski, bring it back, get back in there. And like 2 hours later, the guys show up in the boat. They're like, are you guys okay? We're like, not really. Why? Like, that was a bad storm last night. They're like, yeah, you don't realize what that was, right? I'm like, no, it wasn't. It was a microburst. It took a 7-mile section of trees, a mile wide, knocked them all down. So it was basically a
Damn.
tornado. They call it
Yeah.
a microburst or straight line wind there. And it was half a mile from where we were at. It
Yeah.
took the whole forest down.
Oh,
And so they're like, that was insane. Like, whoa, we just, like, our parents didn't know. So one of the guys took the boat, ran back to the boat launch, called all
how
the
old were you?
parents. 17.
so like 50 years ago.
Dude. Well, you guys couldn't light a signal fire or anything, man.
No.
When you're like, we don't have cell phones, I just imagine like, the beacons are lit. Gondor requires aid. Like, but the wind's blowing too
Doing the
much.
smoke signals. But no, it was so scary because there's nothing you could do. Like, we had set our campsite up pretty far up from the waters because we were smart about it. We're like, if you get storm, you want to be up off the water. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, this was like that. What they call that one in the 150-year storm or whatever like that, and it smoked like a whole section of the Adirondacks gone.
Damn.
It was crazy. And actually, I want to say it was 3 or 5 campers were killed. They're in a campsite area, and the trees came down and landed right on their tent and killed them. So thank God we were on an open beach that the wind was blowing across the water. Like we were, one of the canoes was half filled with sand. Like it was
Damn.
bad. It was bad.
Damn.
Scary as hell.
Yeah, sounds kind of rough.
Yep.
Yeah, water and
was-
camping just never.
Well, and then
Never
lightning
adds
and
up.
fiberglass poles. Like the lightning was, it was literally just, you could talk to each other and see each other's faces like this. It was just so much lightning. It was unbelievable.
Jeez.
It was scary as
This is
hell.
why. This is why I don't go camping.
Yeah, camping's bad. Like you have bad dreams and like lightning storms and
Well, no,
Some
man.
bad dream. I mean, maybe you might have
Good
some good
dreams.
dreams.
Good, I might
you
have good
some good dreams.
Sometimes they're really good dreams. No, man. Like, so I was gonna sign up for. Not sign up, but I signed up for the Boy Scouts back in like junior high, and I remember the first camping trip. They're like, it's before. So one, I decided no on the Boy Scouts because they told me I had to wear shorts. And I thought the uniform looked dumb, and I was like, I'm not doing that. And then they're like, and we're gonna sell spaghetti. I was like, that's stupid. I'm done. So I go on one camping trip with them, and I remember I had to share a tent with the like troop leader's son. And yeah, this is sounding bad, but no. So
We're going
like,
down a bad road.
so I sleep and I wake up, and what I wake up to is like in middle of Yuma, right? We just
Yeah.
camp at this little makeshift campsite, and I wake up in the middle of a storm, and my whole tent's full of water. I'm freaking soaking wet. I'm pissed off, and I just remember looking over at the guy that I was sharing a tent with, and I was like, dude, this sucks. He's like, this is wilderness, man. I was like, I hate this. I'm done.
this is
I'm
wilderness,
done.
man.
That's when I decided to get into graphic design. I said, I will never leave a house.
I will never leave.
Yeah, man. No,
I
that's
will
just-
sit on my laptop because if we lose power, I've got a battery.
Exactly. I'm a camp in my bed.
Hey, you make forts inside the house. You never done that as an adult?
As an adult,
As an adult, no.
I make forts. I make forts for my children to play in. As an adult, you make
never,
for-
you never,
He still
you never,
makes forts.
You never jumped in there with your kids.
man. There's a Diddy joke here somewhere. I don't.
Don't bring them back to the last time you were on. Don't do this.
Baby, you're P. Diddy.
Anyways,
And you started it. Thanks.
No,
Thanks,
that's it.
Ryan.
That- I'm
rein it
done.
back. Rein it
I'm
back.
done.
Yeah, I'm about to rein this back in.
I'm
I think we're
bringing
gonna have to-
Diddy back.
Yeah.
I'm
That
gonna take-
baby oil don't know how to act.
Yeah.
And we just got a strike for.
No, we didn't.
Nah, that's
Just
fine.
like-
That's fine.
That's
That
all
was
good.
funny.
That was good.
So I'm going to take us on a totally different topic.
Well, you didn't answer your camping.
Yeah, what about
laws.
yours?
I don't have any because
Because you weren't
So
loved
the-
as a child and you get to go camping.
that too probably.
I'm sorry.
But no, I mean we went camping.
You've never been camping.
No, I have.
You've
went
never had a
camping-
bad story from camping.
Not really. No,
Like you
I've
never
been
like.
lucky. I've been so.
How's it feel to be God's favorite?
I wish.
Ouch.
Let me tell you, that's probably the only thing I've been favored on. You know, something of the rest of my life. Jeez.
Yeah.
So
He rides an Indian.
He drives an Indian.
I'm just saying, man.
no, so like the only real camping stories I have is like hunting. Really, we went camping a few other times, White Mountains and all this stuff, but never really had anything super
Racist.
bad happen. Then
Caucasus
White-
Mountains.
the White Mountains in Arizona.
Oh, okay.
It's an actual place. So
You don't have to justify
So it's
this.
P. Diddy's house.
Wow.
White parties.
damn it, Ryan.
I didn't. Hey.
You started this. No, so besides that, like
I'm trying to maintain.
besides that, like
I
I was pretty
maintain.
young. I was pretty young.
I
and-
got to maintain because a like me is going insane.
Tried.
So
Sorry.
since I was pretty young, and we'd mostly go camping for hunting.
Oh, P. Diddy, bam-a-lam, my
Damn
God,
it.
baby Yoda, bam-a-lam.
You said the Q word, man.
P. Diddy had a
I did-
child,
You started it,
wham-a-lam.
though. You didn't have to go down
You
that
didn't have
road
to.
first.
You didn't have to specify because I was so young.
No. Since I was young, since I was pretty young, my
Okay.
dad
Pretty
got
like
an
me.
RV. My dad got an RV,
A
so we would
recreational
go-
vehicle so that we could carry extra gallons of baby oil.
So you went.
Okay,
glam-
fine.
You went.
We're gonna
you
go
went
down this road real
glamping.
quick. We're
You
gonna go
went
down.
glamping.
We're gonna go down this road
No,
real
we're not
quick.
going down the road.
Do you know how many gallons it was?
1,000 gallons.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, it was 1,000
1,000
containers.
Yeah, 1,000. Do you know how many gallons that is
Not a clue.
500,000 gallons.
of baby oil? No, it's
No, it's like
93 gallons.
93 gallons.
It's like the
I
equivalent
don't
of
even
about
need to use
93.
93 gallons of paint to paint my house.
That's a lot.
That's a
Yeah.
lot of holy
Right?
Holy, that's so shiny.
That show's shiny.
You know, you get so shiny when you rub the baby oil on the hiney.
So the random facts that I know. No, but so I don't really have too many bad stories because
Oh, well, that's good
since I
then.
was young, we had an RV.
Well, I'm glad
We
you had a
got-
wonderful childhood
Yeah, how's it feel to be rich?
and we're never afraid.
My parents were rich. Well, no, actually, no, they still
Weird
weren't.
flex, bro.
You were rich.
I got a
I
tent
went to
from
South
Walmart.
Point.
I got a Walmart tent.
Yeah. I got my Walmart tent
Yeah, I still have a Walmart
with
tent.
broken shock cords that smacked me in the face and
He's
almost
like-
got me killed.
He's like, yeah, the worst time I had camping is when our direct TV went out. It was-
The direct TV went out in the RV.
You know what? I've never had DirecTV ever.
neither have I.
I have Dish Network, I think.
I don't know what I have. I have Netflix that my
Yeah, I
mother
was gonna
that my
say.
mother-in-law pays for.
I was gonna say
Very nice.
I've never had
I
satellite
had Disney
TV.
Plus up until like last week, and then all of a sudden they were like, this isn't the registered address," and I was like, "This is why people stream illegally."
Yes.
Like,
This is
thanks
exactly-
Disney.
You're computer literate enough. You should be able to like and like.
Plead the fifth.
All right, so on a different note.
Yeah, let's move
go
on to a different topic.
Let's go a different route because Ryan's
Because federal FCC violations are very difficult to defend.
on top of it. Ryan started something that is not good for this episode.
Anyways,
So, so you know the Stanley Cups, like. So I used to have one of those Stanley.
Are you talking
Thermos.
about like the NHL Stanley Cup?
No, the
no,
thermos.
the cups that girls get right now.
Oh,
Yeah. But I used to have one of those Stanley thermoses. Those.
Yeah.
And they're big. like,
They're awesome.
You
vacuum sealed thermoses.
Yeah,
They're
you-
freaking
yeah.
amazing.
drink coffee out of it all night, and it's still
That's a liter of coffee.
Liter of coffee. What's liter?
liter of cola.
You drink a liter of coffee?
I have.
Oh my
Absolutely.
Oh, on mids I do.
Oh my
when I-
God.
and that's exactly what I used it when I was on mids. But so those freaking Stanley Cups that girls use now, they're insane. They're
It's like 40
huge.
ounces.
Dude, some of them even go up to like 50 ounces.
Uh,
I had to buy
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, P. Diddy only likes the 40s. 50 Cent goes for the
See
50
what you-
ounces.
See what you
sorry.
started, Ryan.
But yeah, no, the
We were
Stanley
good.
Cups are huge,
We were
man.
good
Yeah, no.
to you.
No, they're your, like, how much fluid do you need?
More than 40 ounces.
Apparently. 40 ounces to freedom. Good song, by the way.
Well, like, so think about it, man. Back in the day, like, guys collected weird things. Like, I went through a Pokemon era where I collected all my Pokemon cards. And now they're just now.
You don't do it anymore.
Man, if I could, I should. If I could, I
my
would.
kids have a bunch.
I use my son as excuse to still collect Pokemon cards. So
You're
You're
like,
going to
don't
have to
open-
buzz that. Sorry. I just said my kid's name.
yeah, no.
He went to Japan this year. And
Okay.
he got some, like, he bought a bunch of Pokemon cards and got some, like, rare one. That's
Damn.
worth like $500.
I got,
Hey,
I
and
got a
there's still some in
Japanese
your
Charmander.
couch. There's still some in your couch.
Yeah, the cup holder. That's got the $500 Pokemon in it.
But yeah, man, the Stanley Cup thing, I think it's like one of those fads, man. Because I remember
Yeah.
a while ago, it was girls were collecting like the Starbucks.
The
cups.
Starbucks little limited edition pink Starbucks cup.
No, they still do that.
No, the crazy thing is, man.
Yeah,
so
but
like,
not like Stanley took over with their pink limited edition Stanley Cup. People were fighting in Target for a cup.
literally fighting.
That's ridiculous.
Well, it's like
Fighting
so
on it.
now that the Starbucks cups have kind of died off and gone away.
Yeah.
I was talking to like one of my homies, and she was like, "Yeah, like I'd have all these cups, and I was trying to sell them at a garage sale, and people are only willing to spend like $5-10 on them now because
Yeah.
now Stanley Cups, like Stanley just released for the Halloween season, a all black one with like neon green lid
Oh,
and spider
spooky
webs.
season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
Oh, it's a monster Stanley Cup.
that thing sold out so quick.
They're like 5 minutes.
And all they're doing is they're like,
Reselling.
yeah, they're going to either resell them or they're just going to sit on their shelf and they're going to use it for like the season. But it's a way for, it's kind of
What a waste.
like I use just a water jug with stickers on it, and that's how I drink my water.
Well, I can't say crap because I've got. These are advertising.
These got to serve a purpose, though.
They're merchandising. What movie?
Hey, no clue. You're not going to know either because
Nope.
this is going to be an old movie that's like 10
Merchandising.
years
No?
past what we know.
Spaceballs.
No.
Yep.
I've only watched
Spaceballs the
love
cup.
Spaceballs.
It's merchandising.
I've only
Oh,
watched
no,
it
no. When
once.
he does, it's the tape.
Yep. Oh,
It's
we even
the
have
tape.
Spaceballs the tape. It's merchandise. I can't
VHS.
believe you didn't.
VHS.
So sad.
So when you do you remember that part where they like go through the thing
Dude,
and
it's
he's got
been-
the tape?
it's
that
been
pops up?
so long.
The VHS. Oh.
The only
That's
thing I
my
remember
mom.
from Spaceballs is when it was like, "Oh, we've been jammed," and he's like, "Raspberry."
Only one person in the universe would use raspberry. Lone Star. Where's the
Lone
do the deep voice?
Oh, hold on. I got you.
That was
Wow.
kind of creepier than.
Wow.
Yeah.
I could have done a different voice.
Yeah, it's okay.
Oh, here, try it again.
Only one person in the universe would give me raspberry. It's Lone Star.
It's pretty cool.
That was pretty dope.
I need to use this more often.
I know. You just kind of you forget.
I have a lot of things going on in my
Hey,
mind.
why is that green? Just kidding.
I hate you. You made me
Can
look.
you change the colors, or is that like a?
Yeah, I can change the colors of this whole thing, everything. So I have color coordinated for like our mics and everything.
So
and our
like, yeah,
headphones.
mine's got the blue cable. His has a red cable, so red, blue.
Oh, y'all are fancy.
So when we if you become a guest that comes on more often, we'll get you a green cable, and when you
Or-
use it, we'll throw you a green cable.
What's a color you like?
Magenta,
Hey man, chartreuse.
chartreuse,
The hell is chartreuse?
purplish.
Yeah, it's like
Isn't it?
purplish, isn't it? It's either purplish or like a yellow green.
Yeah, somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'll get back to you on the colors.
We're like
Yellow-
the two old guys at the top of the of Muppet Shop.
The balcony.
Yellow is cool. I use yellow in my logo right now, so I think
Okay.
it's like a yellow,
Like a yellow orange.
So we'll
Yeah,
have
that,
to
color?
get.
that
I'll-
vibes.
I'll
So
knock
we'll have
that-
to get.
I'll knock that over.
We'll have knocked that over. and We'll have to get him a nice yellow cord. Bet you we can
Okay.
find a yellow
We
cord.
could find a yellow. I think they have an orangish cord
Orangish
that's
yellow
kind of
cord.
yellow. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
We might
like
have
this.
to.
You'll get your own cord.
Hey, and if you're fancy, you might get a. Oh no, they don't really.
They
Make
don't have
these
them
in
that
the-
orange mic now.
They don't have these in funny colors.
His is limited edition.
Hey Ubi, can we take a quick second? I got
go
the
for
wife
it.
calling.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll just
we'll
continue on.
Yeah, we'll continue talking. I'll mute your stuff.
Yeah. So,
But Spaceballs.
yeah, Spaceballs. is a
I was
whole
actually
movie, but
surprised.
It's a good movie.
That's a phenomenal movie. I don't know how. You know what? I haven't seen that in a while. I actually showed my son that.
Oh, it's funny.
No, it's been a while. I think I showed it to him last year. Mm-hmm. Finally introduced him to that movie. He loved it.
yeah.
He loves those older movies too.
Well, they're great. They're funny. Like it's a whole different type of comedy that they're doing on there. So it really just makes a big difference because it's a whole different style of comedy.
It's not something they do anymore.
No, it's a little more slapstick and they poke
Slapstick.
fun at everybody.
Yeah, they really do. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a like I said, it's a different it's a different style of comedy than what
Yeah.
they do now.
Yeah, well,
Have
and it's how comedy movies have now evolved to like. I'm
And I
not
think
a
we-
fan of how they've evolved. Like,
I think we
I
brought
like
this
the
up.
older ones, man. Like in the army now, Stripes,
oh,
Biodome.
Stripes is amazing.
Okay, so I think we brought this up before about how like
Biodome.
Yep.
I think we brought this up before
Yeah.
about how like movies are just kind of redoing.
Everything.
They're just like remaking a lot
When
of
they're
stuff.
changing them. Like,
Oh, yeah, and they're-
remember
they're-
all the hype on the Little Mermaid thing?
Yep.
Like, man, and they're redoing
You have that soundboard for it.
they're redoing Harry Potter now, which I just saw, and it's like
No.
they're gonna recast the kids and they're gonna make it a TV show on like Max or whatever. And I'm like, dude, like the first
the
comment if you
movie
clicked
just
it,
happened.
literally, but the first comment goes,
It
Harry
was
Potter's
like
not Harry Potter
20
without
some
Daniel
years ago.
Radcliffe. And I was like, That's a fact. You guys could go on and be like the
This was
continuation.
like 20-some years ago, if you actually think about it, though.
Well, here's the thing, though. Like, you could do it based on their kids, because their kids all go to Hogwarts.
Well, the Cursed Child, that was the whole play that got written.
Yeah.
There was talks about them doing that. Like, I don't know. I think there's a lot of untapped potential that they can do continuations.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you this. So I was just telling them when you were off on the side here that I had probably within the last year, maybe 2 years, I had recently shown my son Spaceballs.
Okay.
He loved it. He loves like those. He enjoys watching those older comedies with me. Spaceballs, Three Amigos, those kind of stuff. Have you shown your kids movies like that, like the older comedy?
Not necessarily older comedy, like when...
Okay, hold on. Maybe we need to preface this. What do you consider older comedy? Because Step Brothers is technically an older comedy.
Shut your mouth.
Well, no, like even just older movies in general. Like I've sat my son down. He's watched like the old Ghostbusters with like the giant
the original.
marshmallow guy.
Marshmallow Man.
I couldn't help it. I thought about the most gentle thing I could think of.
But I can't have him like...
Great movie.
I think he's still too young to where if I try sitting him down and be like, hey, let's watch Blazing Saddles.
Oh, no.
Like,
Dude, he'll be repeating
level.
things.
right.
He'll be
Well, like,
repeating things
so
that don't need to be
Blazing
repeated.
Saddles, Stripes. Like I can't...
Stripes is so
Like
amazing.
my wife and I just recently watched Starship Troopers.
Oh, the
And-
original?
Yeah, the original one.
So good.
Good
And
movie.
there's that the shower scene where they're like kind of giving Rico a bunch of crap.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't let my the fight scenes and stuff where they're killing bugs and Neil Patrick Harris is doing his thing. Great stuff. But that shower scene, I'm like, I can't let my son watch this because he wouldn't get it.
Yeah.
Well, he wouldn't get it, and they're all naked in there together, too.
On,
which
on top
doesn't-
of it, you think of
Which,
that.
honestly, I'm going to have to hit this because we're on them. Dizzy or the other girl?
Ooh.
I would be Dizzy
I say
all day
Dizzy.
long. All day long.
I'd say Dizzy because
Yeah, I can't remember the other girl's name as far as the movie, but
I don't remember.
the girl who
honestly.
wants to like go be a pilot and stuff like that.
yeah, it's Denise Richards, right? No, it's not. Yeah, it's-
Samsonite.
Oh, that's right.
I was
no,
way
is it
off.
Denise Richards?
She's in that movie.
So then that would be her, because she's the other big. Look it up. Got a computer.
Okay.
But still, like
Well,
even
well, you guys are
Dizzy
talking.
was like the best. Her
Well, like-
hair.
when the new Tron came out years ago, Tron Evolution or Tron Legacy or whatever.
Yeah, whatever the new one was.
So
yeah.
I remember having a conversation with my younger brother about it, and he was like, oh man, that Tron movie was great. And I was like, yeah, man, like it was like the first one that like led right into it. And he goes, what are you talking about? That's the first Tron movie. I go, you're insane right now.
Okay. So Dizzy was Dina Mayer,
Yes.
Carmen.
Carmen. That's right. Yeah, Carmen's
Carbon.
Denise Richards.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know why I said Carmen.
If I had to choose between two, it's Dizzy all day long.
Well, and then Dizzy's in a couple of other shows. I think she was in The Magicians.
She was also in Devil's Advocate.
Ooh.
She's the female in the Devil's Advocate.
I have a whole list of movies I got to rewatch.
And oh my God, that movie! Have you ever watched that before?
But years.
Devil's Advocate. It's what Al Pacino,
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves, and her. And then
Great
it
movie.
also has who's the blonde girl.
You're not thinking of Constantine, are you? For
No.
Keanu
Oh,
Reeves?
no.
Devil's Advocate. Yeah, take a
Babe.
look it up, and then we can show them on the.
Got it. No point.
No point. You caught
I
yourself.
had to.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's see. Al Pacino, Charlize Theron, Keanu Reeves.
Charlize Theron, that's right.
Connie
Ooh.
Nelson,
And
Furiosa.
Heather
well, maybe not. Maybe it is
Matarazzo.
Latina. Or maybe it's not her. But anyway,
But okay, so what I was gonna say before you
Cut you off.
interjected there, yeah, it was. Have you ever noticed? Have you ever rewatched older movies and then been like, I never caught that as a kid?
oh yeah,
Yeah. A few times.
Yeah.
Especially like
And
the parental jokes that get made.
Yes, so that's part of. I think that's part of it is that there's, well, have you watched kid movies lately? And
Yeah.
then they have those parent jokes in there that
Yep.
like only the
But
adults laugh.
But I still think that the
They're not the
writers
same.
have missed so much. Like
It's-
they're so woke now.
It's not the
Everything's so freaking woke.
It's just PC.
Okay, but that's the thing is it's not the same now as what
No.
it was back then
Oh,
because
absolutely
like as an example, Dick Tracy.
Okay.
Remember that movie?
Yeah, it's been a while, but yeah.
Elaborate.
okay, so all right, let me pull this up. But Dick Tracy, you had Madonna in there
Yep.
and stuff, and like as a kid, I don't.
Oh my God.
You know, I just
Roger
remember-
Rabbit. The
Oh, yeah.
whole
Who
movie
Framed
was
Roger
parental
Rabbit?
jokes.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in that
Ren
too.
and Stimpy.
Yes.
Yeah, well, and we grew up with that too, but like Dick Tracy, Roger Rabbit,
Sin
like,
City.
I didn't. That was we were
Yeah.
all of us were already adults at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
But-
not you.
He's the youngest one here
Yeah, but he's more mature than
Thank you.
because he has a mustache.
That is the
No, 'cause he drives
first
a Harley.
time- That is the first time I've ever heard that.
No, he
but-
drives a Harley, not an Indian. So that's why he's sitting on this side of the table.
But you had like Dick Tracy, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, those kind of things, and you rewatch him as an adult. And I just remember like in Dick Tracy, Madonna was there. It was, you know, didn't really notice anything.
Yeah.
You rewatch it as an adult, and you're like, the dress is see through.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Well, it's like Basic Instinct. Everybody, that was one of the most rewound
Oh, that
movies.
last-
That one section where
Yeah,
where
where
Sharon
she-
Stone puts her leg over the other leg. That was, I think, that was listed as the number one most rewound section of a movie
See,
ever.
all the dudes
So,
at
okay.
Blockbuster
I was
rewinding
about
it.
to say, in Blockbuster, all the tapes had that
That
one
one
little
little-
section was like
Worn out.
Was really worn
Why is
out.
it so scratchy at this part? I don't know, man. Why does it
Yep.
tape so sticky?
But they really do. They really used to have like a lot of adult. I almost want to say adult content. It wasn't really adult content.
Well,
Kind
it
of,
was
but-
adult illusion.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's a good way to
Oh,
put
you
it.
like that?
Good choice of words.
Yeah, I think
But-
that choice of word gets one of my deleted.
No.
Yeah, it was a really good word.
Yeah. Boom.
Got you on that one. No, but I think they've kind of lost that a little bit because they do
Yeah.
have adult jokes and like some of the kid movies just to.
But it's not
Because
the same way.
it's
Like,
not.
They were so smooth about it.
Well, and that's the thing too is like as a kid you think back on it. I watched Dick Tracy a ton of times. I had the VHS. Loved that movie. It was awesome.
I heard you like to watch Dick Tracy.
Damn it. It's a good movie. It was a great movie. But but going back to it.
That's got to
it's-
totally be on there.
Oh yeah, that's definitely gonna be there. But as a kid, I don't remember those. I don't remember that stuff. Like I remember the whole movie.
Yeah.
I don't remember noticing that as a kid.
Because you didn't. It wasn't
No,
on your
it was-
radar.
exactly.
But see, now kids today, like 14-year-olds, 13, 10-year-olds today, would notice that.
Because they're looking for it.
Well, they're looking for it because of the sexualization of everything on Instagram and social media and all that. They see a lot more of that now. And
So
not necessarily that they would notice it, but they would see it and just me. I
Maybe.
mean, you can see on Instagram, you can see way more. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, I think all of social media, like in the last 10 years, the ability to be sexualized on a social media platform, that's become like the new social standing.
Oh yeah.
Like the more
Like if you're
likes
not
and shares
dressed
you
in
have-
white with baby oil,
Oh god damn it.
That is your fault, Ryan. You're welcome.
I accept that.
That is all you.
But yeah, man, no, the old school movies are good. I know there's a couple times where like movie producers have talked about like, hey, would you ever remake XYZ movie? And they're like Airplane. Would you ever remake Airplane? They're like,
You
it would-
couldn't.
Yeah, they're like,
really can't.
It would be canceled, and the old movie would get canceled.
yeah.
And
Same with
that's-
Blazing Saddles. Like I'm amazed that's still available.
Oh, I have
On,
it on
like,
Blu-ray
Max.
now. I have it on Blu-ray. I
Oh,
bought
I
it
do
on
too.
Blu-ray just in
Oh,
case.
I bought it just in case as
Yes,
well.
just in case. And because it was during that whole time when everything was getting
no,
canceled.
I've heard Constantine. They're coming up with a second one.
Oh no way.
I just heard recently that they're in talks with Keanu Reeves to play it for the second one because he's always said if somebody wrote a second Constantine, I'm in. And he doesn't care about the money.
Oh, yeah, no, he doesn't.
He
But
doesn't. He's such a
is
good
it going to
dude.
be good though? Like,
Oh,
depending
I
who
think it
writes
could be.
People
they
were
could.
hesitant about Keanu Reeves playing Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
And the first snippet of him voicing him came out, and they were like, "That's Shadow the Hedgehog."
No, it's not about Keanu Reeves though. It's about I'm talking more about the society we're living in now.
I think the fact that he has been, like, all the way back to like Bill and Ted, he has such a sway on either.
Yes.
Like, he's not going to be one of the guys that's going to be like, all right, we're going to do this movie, and they're going to say, hey, we have to make XYZ PC.
And he's going to say
would,
no.
He would just pull out of the
He'd
movie
just leave.
completely. I stopped myself. Yeah, you dirty mind.
Sorry,
He
I
is
couldn't
dirty.
help it. I
But
couldn't
still,
help
like
it.
he would essentially just
Leave
be
it to
like,
the single guy.
yeah, right.
Oh, sorry.
But I feel like he would walk away
Sorry, I get to
and
still
not.
have fun.
He wouldn't let people taint that image of, hey, this is what I expect Constantine to be like, and if you can't do it, I won't do it.
No, and I think he's got enough pull in Hollywood to do that. It's like Ryan Reynolds when they're like, hey, when Ryan Reynolds calls you, you answer the damn phone. Like that's how he got so many people in for the.
But it
for
took
the-
them how long to get Deadpool made?
Doesn't matter.
It still worked.
Still
That's
worked.
great.
And to be honest, I think the fact that
Great
it took
movie.
so long made the anticipation so much better. Like
Absolutely.
when he got Hugh Jackman to show up for after saying, I'm never doing Wolverine again, I'm done. I'm not doing it again. And Ryan Reynolds gets him to do it again, and then he pulls like we geeked out over it when he pulls the when he comes out with the sleeves
sleeveless,
gone, it's like
yeah.
oh, and then he pulls the mask on, and we're all like, yes,
Dude,
Except we were the only ones in the theater doing that
yeah.
at that point.
And
My
Henry-
daughter's like, you're weird.
Henry Cavill being the
Oh,
Calvarine,
The Calvary.
like
that's
that
hilarious.
just prime example
God.
of people not honoring what the actual show is when he did The Witcher. He did
such a
the
good
first
movie.
he did the first what, like 3 seasons, 2 seasons?
Yep.
And then when they said, "Hey, we are not going in line with the books," as
He's
soon
like,
as he
"Nope.
found that out, he
I'm out.
said, "I'm done."
Yeah.
Yep.
And that is a guy that I can completely support.
Well,
because-
actually,
Absolutely.
so if you look into it,
does
he's
so
the
good.
reason
Oh my God,
that
it's
it
such a good
took so long for them to finally say,
Yeah.
we're not going to go in line with the books. He was the one pushing because they would.
It's lore.
He would see the scripts and everything. And he'd be like, no, this ain't this. You know,
This
I'm
isn't
not
what
gonna,
I'm not doing this.
I'm
This is
gonna
not
do
what
it.
the books say.
So that's the reason it took so long. Granted, still for us, it's
Best Witcher ever.
it's quick.
He is so good.
He is.
That's such a good series.
Well, and then Keanu Reeves. So Disney made a post not too long ago, and it was a picture of Brie Larson, who plays Miss Marvel, and she was dressed up as Darth Revan from Star Wars, and it was just like,
This is all you right here.
I know, man. So when I saw that, I was scrolling through, and I was like, no way. Like, I'm not harping on him, but like, there's always been a story. Like, I grew up playing Knights of the Old Republic, and that was like the fun stuff. Kotar, yeah, exactly. And when I was looking through the comments, the first comment is from Disney, and it's like, LOL, glad you all enjoyed our joke. Obviously, this isn't the direction we're going to go. And then there's been talks that Keanu Reeves is going to play Darth Revan, and I'm like,
That would be good.
That is
That would
the
be good.
perfect guy to
That
play.
would be
Yeah.
good. So okay, so
Well, like
so,
who would have thought John Wick would have gone the way it did? Like you watch the first one, and you're like, oh, that was great, great standalone movie.
Yes.
And now they did
And
4.
then yeah, now it's on number 4, and he's like, nah, I think the character's done now. Well, I mean,
No, okay, so
Yeah.
going down that road because you're a huge Star Wars fan, so am I.
I'm like a mid.
Are you-
I'm mid.
You're mid.
I'm
Yeah,
mid.
you're mid.
I'm not
No cap?
Sigma like you guys.
No cap?
No cap.
Okay.
I hate all the slang.
Well, you know what Rizzy Kazoo is, right?
No.
Yeah, we'll talk later offline because it's not safe for the show.
No.
But
Wait.
Star Wars.
But Fizzy Kazoo,
Fizzy Kazoo is good.
yeah. Sorry. Whole little podcast thing. But what do you think about the direction they ended up going with all this stuff? Like when they did Acolyte and okay, this is a big moment of contention between me and a few other guys that are big into it at work.
Okay.
When Sabine got ran through with a freaking lightsaber and survived.
Yeah, when every other time a stormtrooper gets dead, right? They
Yeah.
throw the Wilhelm scream in there, something happens, they always die. I don't know, man, because if Sabine can survive that, and they're gonna, there's people are gonna say like, oh, she was wearing Beskar armor and blah blah blah.
No, she wasn't. at the
What
time,
about Qui-Gon Jinn?
though. Yes.
He got ran through. What they're gonna be like? Oh, well, she wasn't hitting vital organs. He was a Jedi master, and he got killed. And I get it. They're setting up the story. They're trying to make sure they're in accordance with the lore. But at the same time, if a stormtrooper can get slashed wearing armor and die,
Yeah, but it's what is it? Plastoid armor. It's
but still, like Sabine Wren got ran through by a lightsaber, only to get up and go like, "Oh, I'm good now." Like, no, man.
The Force don't heal you that quick.
Like I was I'm not gonna say was, but I am a diehard Star Wars fan. Like I watched all the original ones. I still love them. Mark Hamill, like even going through the last couple movies they did, it was wishy-washy. But then I went through and watched the Clone Wars animated series,
Clone Wars, awesome.
Rebels. So
Awesome.
you watch Clone Wars, and then you watch the final season, then you watch Rebels, then you watch Bad Batch. I think animated-wise, it's the same thing with DC and Marvel. Animated, DC is doing great. Live action, Marvel's doing great. I think Star Wars, if they stick to the animated, they have so much room to grow.
No, but they could do that with their live action. They have so much to go off of.
Yeah.
But you're talking that in itself, like, as a whole, I think the whole Ahsoka thing was pretty decent. That just threw me off. I was just kind of like,
How are you not
How?
dead?
how?
Obi-Wan's just crying somewhere. I will say the Obi-Wan series, I know people give it a lot of hate.
Yeah.
I think how they depicted Darth Vader, like, because it was young Darth Vader in his suit of armor, and even in the books they describe him as feeling like he's in a prison of his own because it weighs so much. Great thing. Oh, you gotta go to the bathroom?
Beep! Oh, we got him!
Is that one?
You guys.
We want to thank one of our founding sponsors who helped make all of this possible. The Legion of St. Michael Law Enforcement Motorcycle Club International is a 501c3 charitable organization that focuses on first responders and military families in need.
The Legion of St. Michael was founded in 2014 in Chicago, Illinois, in memory of fallen officers. If you are interested in helping to support the Legion of St. Michael in their endeavors to assist first responders and military families, please reach out to a local chapter or contact the Idiots for a link for donations.
And then the Lord said, Amen.
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 I can only imagine what just happened.
I've got a little
Go on.
bladder.
Thought it was going a different route.
It makes me pee more when I get fatter.
I wish I could disagree with that one.
Hey, man, dad bod's a thing, dude. Don't
Hey,
hate.
don't hate the fact that I eat like a 72-ounce steak every day. I wish.
I was going to say, you didn't even want to try it.
Oh, absolutely not. We did the
How do you eat your steak?
one piece at a time.
How do you like your steak cooked?
Medium. I can do medium rare sometimes, but my problem
Medium
with
rare.
medium rare is a lot of places don't cook it to a medium rare.
I
They do it as a rare or they do it as a medium.
I love a rare steak. Like, I would damn near, like...
Blue rare? Or
You know, I've had blue rare. I actually liked it.
from time to time?
I'll
take it.
I've had steak tartare before.
So good.
It's good.
It's so good.
Until it's not.
Yeah, Tummy don't like it.
No. I was on a cruise, and the last night of the cruise, they had steak tartare. Never do steak tartare on a cruise. So the whole trip home from Galveston to here, I couldn't. I was so sick. I was up the whole night, and the whole night.
You have a soundboard. This
Yeah,
is
but
your
I do it
only
better on that
job.
one. It's quicker. And so, like, we're driving back. At the time, we had the Lincoln Navigator, and it has, like, the fold-out little steps. And I would tell the wife, I'm like, pull over now. I'm on the side of I-10, sitting on the step, pissing out my butthole because I am so sick from the food poisoning. Like, and as I'm doing that, I'm thrown up, and a state trooper pulls up behind us, like, gets out and, like, walks over because in Texas, they walk to the passenger side. He walks over to the passenger side. I'm like, and he was like, he just, have a good day. Turns around, walks back to his car, and drives away. He was like, nope.
Not
Nope.
You know
So
later
I'm
that
sure
dude
that
got
there's-
home and he was just like,
Nope.
babe, you're not going to guess what happened at work today.
He's like, hey, want to watch the video? Want to watch the body cam on this one?
He just goes, oh no, covers his little body cam. He's like,
He's
needs
like,
to
oh,
see this.
oh, like it was so violently, like every 15 to 20 minutes, it was like, pull over again. She's like, again? I'm like, I can't help it. I'm either going to do it in the car or I'm going to do it on the side of the car.
you got leather seats?
Yes.
Hey, man.
Yeah. Oh my God, it was
But
so
the
terrible.
floors are still carpet.
But dude, it was the most terrible. And then about 7 or 8 hours into the trip, it's a 15-hour drive, give or take. Finally, my stomach started settling, so I was like, hey, I'll take over driving, give me a couple of energy drinks, and we hauled the whole way back. I set the cruise at 110, and we were just like, go.
Ouch.
Just give me home. I don't care if I get a ticket. If they pull me over, I'm going to tell them why. I don't care.
They pull you over. Do you know why I stopped you?
Yeah.
As you destroy your seats. Did I say it?
Yeah.
He did.
What did I say?
SHITS.
Oh, dang it.
So I got a good quickie topic here.
Oh, so do I. Okay, on that note, I'm going to get another beer.
Sorry. I feel bad for you.
Fan,
Bad for you.
do your thing, fan. Out.
Oh, jeez.
Why did you invite me back? You said, hey,
Hey,
man.
grab them off the
Hey,
floor.
it'll be fun.
You said, hey, man.
It'll be fun.
You should come back and be on the
It'll be
podcast
fun.
again. We're going to have great conversations. You're going to have very educated conversations.
I never said that.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I'll come on your podcast.
Another one
It's so
again.
fun.
Another one again there.
I'll
But
come on your podcast. It's a lot of fun. I have a friend who farts and it's funny.
his linger, by the way.
I bet. That's why I'm really close to the mic and I'm not breathing out of my nose right now. I sound nasally like this for a reason.
Do you really want to taste it?
No.
You'd probably rather smell it.
Oh my god.
It's that bad.
Nice mouse, mouse by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Good
You're
choice.
He drops it like 5
Thank you.
times a day.
You dropped that?
Oh, I've dropped it a bunch of times. I travel with it. I throw it in the bag.
There's
for,
a travel case you can get for it. Oh,
We're cheap. We don't make money yet.
Ubi, it's $14 on Amazon.
We don't make money yet.
$14.
That's a $90 mouse, and you won't spend $14 on a
You
case.
spend more on vinyl red stickers for your Indian to make it look more manly.
God, just because you make it red doesn't mean it goes faster, right?
Doesn't.
He's like,
No,
we're gonna
his is
go to a commercial break real quick,
Yeah.
guys. When was this a thing?
No, his is totally tuned. I'm telling you because
It probably is, honestly.
his is supposed to stop. It's his red line's at 6,000 or 55,
It's 55 to 56, right?
and
there.
he's run it to 62.
no, I've
and
run
it
it to
doesn't-
$6,000.
Or $6,000, and it doesn't cut out. It's
Yeah,
got a
it's
tune
tuned.
on it.
It's either tuned or they sent the ECU to Lloyd's, and
then
Lloyd's
Lloyd's bumped
will
it.
flash it, and then you can go past that red line.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'll say that the new Harleys, man, I love it, but there's been multiple times where I'm like, when I first got the bike,
Yeah.
I'd be getting on the on-ramp to get on the freeway,
Yeah.
and I'm like, and it's like, "Gah." I'm like, oh, Jesus.
Shift.
Or you're in a race and you're trying to look cool, and all of a sudden you're like, God,
Okay.
dang it.
Okay, so
Quickie-
we're gonna go
quickie
into
topic.
This, we're gonna go into this whole little thing real
I
quick.
have whiskey throttle. I
The,
have a whiskey throttle.
Oh my god, he does. Even if we're completely sober, he's got whiskey throttle.
At Bike Week, I will do a no lift shift on that thing like we were doing. Well, we're chasing our friend Bob, who's got a turbo bike.
Oh, geez.
So he and his wife are on the turbo bike, and he takes off and you hear. So I'm like, I'm going to keep up with this guy, and I was wide open, just didn't let off at all to shift. I mean, my clutch was like, no. Help
By the way,
me.
That cable's just like, I can't
Oh,
do
yeah.
it.
Can't do
I
it.
can't do it, Captain.
You can't take much more of this.
but that was close. No, that dude's bike, 200 plus horsepower
God.
to the wheel.
And like he
To the
just
wheel.
as he like idles by you, it's all you hear is
Just the turbo's just like, you suck.
But
Oh,
I
yeah.
beat him.
well,
I
not
did
that
beat him.
bike.
Not that bike.
Well, now that we know your bike's not stock, you can't be like,
Yeah, he plays the
my
whole,
stock
"Oh,
Indian.
Mine's stock. It's just stock.
You have a 122.
And?
Everyone makes their life decisions in this. I have a 114. I'm not catching anyone right now.
Okay,
I
so-
sat on his bike and contemplated. I'm already on it. I could just go home. But then
And I
I
have my key in my pocket.
then I
too.
realized my garage opener and all of my things are in my saddlebag, and I'm like, he knows where I live.
Yeah, it's probably not a good thing.
I gotta move now.
No, when I rode his, I was like, holy
God.
crap, these floorboards are tiny.
Oh, they are. They're the smallest floorboards on the planet.
I was like trying to put my foot further back on the floorboard, and I just kept hitting the heel shifter, and I was like, son of a, had to put my foot
Biscuit.
out on your highway pegs there.
Yeah, that's what I do. I put my heel on my floorboard, and my toe on the highway pegs.
Yeah, if you're shaped like a man.
Well, that's why I had to do it.
Yeah, because he was actually on a Harley that time.
Ah, women looked at you like you were actually sexualized.
Yeah.
I like
That's
this.
the most messed up thing, because you know that's not true at all.
I know.
You get way more attention from a guy than
Well, it's
you
like
do.
dudes at the gym.
Yes.
You
Oh, yeah.
like you're like curling, and you're like, man, I'm hitting new numbers, and what you expect is like, oh my god, look at that dude, he could curl so much or he bench so much, and really you have, yo, bro, I saw what you did there, dude.
Nice
Sick.
Totally awesome.
What
guy.
BCAs are you taking, bro?
Right?
What peptides you got?
All right, so on to the topic I said a few minutes back. That'd be a quickie
Oh,
topic.
before you had to stop to pee?
No, I didn't. I didn't even look then.
Oh.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. When did you realize you were old?
Oh man,
Like you get excited for X thing like a child would.
like excited that I'm old? I didn't think I got excited, but it was a realization that my body's breaking down. I was walking downstairs one day, and I was like, obviously, like everyone goes through that stage where you crouch down, you hear both knees click. Sometimes it's one, sometimes it's both.
Yeah. And sometimes they're like,
And sometimes your head goes through the wall.
Yeah, so I'm walking downstairs, and I'm just like normal day, and my left knee is always like there've been random times where it'll just give out on me while I'm walking, and I'll just kind of do like a little slight gangster lean, and I'm like, yeah, that looked cool, play it off. But my left knee just straight up gave out on me, and I fell down half of my. So it's like a staircase, a landing, and then a staircase up to the second floor. Well, I hit the floor because my knee goes, and I'm just like on the floor, like, and I felt like it was a Windows computer rebooting, and I stood up.
I could get something for that.
Oh Jesus! You want me to say it again?
Hold on, I got this.
Not even like that, man.
that's his Indian. That's his Indian revving up. Oh, I just realized I didn't realize it until like this week.
Damn it! I forgot about this.
I still have the baffles in my exhaust.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, here we
I was
go.
like, oh.
So that was my knee giving out.
Yeah.
And then reverse it, and that's my knee actually going back in place. But like, I hit the ground, I stood up, and I was just like, "What happened?" And I went downstairs, and my son was like, "Dad, are you okay?" Oh yeah, my knee just gave out. He goes, "You hit the ground hard." I was like, in my head thinking like, "Well, no." Boop, boop. And yeah, so at that point, I'm just like, "Damn!" Like,
I think he's got me beat at this point.
hey man,
It's all right.
came to win, dog. I'll take
Another
it.
one. We got to make a noise for that one too. We're gonna have to get a soundboard noise for that. No, that's kind of gay.
But yeah, I think
So
that's
your son was just kind of like,
like he didn't know
damn.
how to react.
like, damn.
He didn't know how to react, and I was just like, "Yeah, man, my leg went out." I was like, "He's like, what happened?" I don't know.
He's like, what does that mean?
Means dad, mom's got to trade dad in for the newer model with Bluetooth, dog. Like,
Yeah.
With CarPlay?
yeah, wireless CarPlay.
Yeah.
All right, so when did you realize you were old?
Well, I don't know, like 10 years ago. No.
Had to be longer than that. Guaranteed it was longer than
When
that.
color TV came out.
Yeah. When there was an actual remote, that wasn't me getting smacked in the side of the head to say, go change the TV station. No, I would say,
When they weren't using bag phones anymore.
Oh man, I got the baby bladder now. I'll be back.
Oh, and it begins. You know what? We can come back to this topic when Ryan gets back.
yeah. Oh, gosh.
Oh, now we got to talk about Ryan.
Yep.
Good
So,
things, though.
yes, he's a good little extra addition to the team here. So
Hey,
I think he's going to be on. Like, so let us know if you guys think he's a cool one. Let us know if you want us to get him on a little bit more often as a guest.
You know what? Actually, I'm going to override this and say we have way too much fun with him.
Yeah.
So we're probably
gonna
gonna
have
do
to.
it.
We're
probably
gonna do it whether or not you guys
regardless.
think it's a good idea. But
We're probably going to do
I
this
think it'd be
regardless.
cool if you guys think he's a cool addition to it. So
If, okay, I'll preface this.
because it
If you
won't be
guys-
every week.
No, but if you guys were to say like, maybe
he
maybe every
sucks.
once in a while, or okay, maybe we'll try to tone it down a little bit. But
I've been having a blast. This has been fun.
obviously, we're kind of just
Well, the cool thing is now I have somebody competing with me for the highest number of F bombs to drop on the cast.
I have to be the responsible one.
I know it's a first for something.
Yeah, not a lot of firsts anymore. But no, yeah. If you guys think that he's good on the podcast, check him out. Sketchy Alias, Instagram.
You can just do
sketchyalias.com.
a sponsor spot right now for him, right? Because it has all the information.
It does do that too.
Yeah.
but we already had a couple of those. So
Oh, have we? Oh, yeah, because you got to keep going to the bathroom. I'm the only one who doesn't do it every cast. The only time I've been getting up is to get you extra drinks.
hey, just because you are a bigger person doesn't mean
I do have a bigger bladder.
yeah, probably.
Dude, it's dark outside.
Yeah, you didn't. You've been here for an hour or two.
Sorry if you guys didn't hear that. He said, "Dude, it's dark outside."
Well, you know, he's probably just scared of the ghosts. It happens.
That's more aliens than anything.
That's what I'm saying.
It is,
Every
but
time.
it shows
Okay.
a ghost on there.
No,
Okay,
man.
so every time he does
alien.
that, he's looking for the mothership to come pick him up. Although, remember in The Simpsons when Homer was trying to get picked up by the
And I
mothership?
couldn't pick him up.
So they
'Cause he
threw
was
the
too
rope
big?
down. He's looking for the rope.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the rope to come down.
Hey, man.
I'm not a small man. So I had at the when we dropped off when we got to the location for the wall, we're sitting here and we're drinking at the bar at the place that it was at. And this guy comes over and he starts talking to us. Oh, you guys rode the He goes, oh, what'd you ride? And I told him what I was riding. He goes, you're a big bastard. I'm like, thanks. And he's like, you're really big. I'm like, okay. And he goes, I still think you could catch me though. And I'm like, yeah, you'd be surprised. And he's like, yeah.
You're like
he goes,
I'm quick in short spurts.
I'm like,
no, you have to see him.
I'm fast.
Like Whiskey Throttle has nothing on Eric. He's
Straight faced. He's like, yes.
He's next
Short
level. Like if Whiskey Throttle had like a second gear, that's him.
Dude, that
oh, when we do blocking for the club, like I used to, before I was national president, I would do blocking all the time. So I would like, I'd go head on to the cars going the other lane. I don't give a they're gonna, boop. They would move. They're gonna move. If you hit me, you're gonna total your car. Game on.
Imagine hitting like a freaking cow.
wow. You got a thing. No,
No,
it gets
no,
better.
No, I think we're gonna go with.
I mean, but seriously though, like
Yeah.
Eric's a big dude. I'm not a small dude either. Like if you were to hit either one of us,
But so like yeah, we're going and getting up to the next line of traffic because the guys who are blocking from this local club,
Yeah.
and it's one of our chapters, they suck. Like they did not like they would block and then they get stuck at the back of the line and just wait there.
so me and Eric. So
I'm like,
did
we're
blocking.
I said, hey, I looked down and said, hey, we're going, and we, just
So it was to the point of. So I'd be following him. I don't know where the hell we are.
I didn't
I
either.
thought he did,
No, I had no clue.
but apparently he didn't.
Adventure awaits.
You know, so I'm following him, kind of trying to be.
I'm riding literally the yellow line, like right in between my tires, in between both yellow lines, right down the middle, passing double lanes of bikes and.
So we get to a point where we're pulling in. We're not like a country road, 2-lane little.
Take me
country road.
home to the place I belong.
And he pulls in, so I pull in. He pulls in, I pull in. I'm thinking, okay, we're waiting for this car and we're waiting for this curve to end. I pull in because he pulled in first, so I had to pull into the.
Well,
to the
because
right
that
side.
car wasn't moving. It was like I saw the lady and she was like, I'm like, nope, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna move in for this one.
So, but he stays here, and I have to pull in to the right of him. I pull in, look over. Where the hell is Eric? He's already going. We're still in a curve.
Oh, Jesus. You said YOLO. You said YOLO, literally.
Yeah.
Hate that, but yeah, basically that's what he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was just like gone, and I was like, I guess I'm going too then.
That's how it was when I was up in Cali. I met up with one of my homies that I haven't seen in a minute.
Yep.
And I remember it was him and I riding next to each other. And he looks at me and we're on the freeway and there's just rows of traffic. And he looks at me and he does this. And I was like,
Unicorn?
Are you a shark? Like in my head.
Baby shark.
Literally. So all of a sudden, like, he dives through the middle of this traffic and he starts
Lane
lane
splitting,
splitting.
yep.
And I'm on my bagger and I'm like, okay, man, yippee-ki-yay, dude, here we go.
Yeah.
And I start going, dude, naturally, like every car in California automatically
move.
knows
They-
they do
yeah, they
this.
kinda-
In Arizona, pardon my French.
They
but-
go.
yeah, Arizona's a bunch of heads. And
That was a good
they're
one.
like, "Oh, a motorcycle?
Worth
Yeah,
it.
we don't like you." And I was like,
No.
"I'm like rude, man, rude."
No, it was crazy.
But yeah, like I said, whiskey throttle, it's got nothing on this dude.
My old Vic, dude, I used to throw back when it was still cable driven.
Yeah.
I had a quarter turn throttle ring on both of my Victories. Dude, that with that Bassani 2-in-1 performance exhaust,
Oh, nice.
I would rip. And it was like barely moving the throttle, dude. It would start freaking hiking up and getting on the 10. Easy. I was loving it, man. I was blasting through traffic. Oh, damn it.
I think you got Eric beat at this point.
Man, I don't even care.
It's okay. Life's good. But
Thanks,
no,
buddy.
it's
Thanks.
definitely
I'm
it was
here.
definitely one of those things that the guys were like, yeah, there was a difference when you did it because like they're like you were aggressive. Like you would get up there to the front and be like, hey, where's the next turn? Like they're like you would go by the line of cars because we always have guys that show up and they can't bring their bikes for some reason, so they're caging it behind and they're like, you come flying past the cages and people are like, oh God, what the heck was that?
Yeah, it's not like I'm gonna go by and steal your mirror, like
Yeah.
unless you pull into me, and then
Then
I'm
I'm
gonna be
taking
like,
your mirror.
Yeah,
It's my mirror.
not on purpose.
But yeah, no, it was
so,
fun though.
So, back on the actual thing before he took off.
Oh yes,
When did you realize you were old?
I told
Obviously, it wasn't the time that.
No, I told you.
You didn't finish saying it.
yeah, when
You
color
started.
TV came out.
Oh, that's right.
No, like the biggest thing, like I would say now, about a week and a half ago, like I know I'm old anyway, but when I knew I was like really old, I got up out of the chair and my ankles, knees, back, hips, everything kind of popped when I stood up.
Oof.
And my son and his friend were sitting downstairs and they both looked at me and were like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, why?" They're like, "We heard that from over here." Like from
heard
across the room.
everything
They're like,
pop.
"Did every joint in your body pop?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Is that normal?" I'm like, "It is now." Like,
You start moving things to their like
Oh, yeah,
normal
like-
motions. You're like, yeah,
like I'll get up in the morning. There's times when I get up in the morning and I get out of bed and I'm like, "Oh, it's gonna take me a minute to straighten out. Give me a minute," and have to like stretch my back out. to
Don't
get
tell
the
me these
pump
kind of
and-
things because I know I'm bound for this.
Well, it's wearing a gun belt on your hips all the time. All that stuff adds up. Wearing your body armor, all those things add up on you over time. Like we're not meant to carry that kind of weight all the time. And military guys have it 30 times worse.
Oh yeah, because they got to do it way more than we do.
And
So-
carrying big heavy packs, their gear, their batteries. Like batteries weigh more. Batteries and water weigh more than anything else.
batteries. They weigh a lot.
So I'm gonna throw this one out there. When did you have your first like 2-day hangover? That's when I started realizing I was old.
In college, I drank a lot.
Dude, so did I, but I never had a 2-day hangover till I was in my like late 20s.
I've never
Oh,
been
no.
I've never been a big drinker, but I do remember like I had a hangover right before I left for the military, and it was like the night prior. So it was the night prior for me to like Wednesday night. We all hung out at my parents' house, got schwasty, had a great time. Next morning, woke up at like noon, ate a bowl of menudo, felt like crap the whole day, and then the next day was the day that I was going to be like going up to like MEPS and like flying out for basic training. But yeah, that day was absolute like light. I've never like you always hear these like this is how a hangover happens or
Yeah.
what it feels like. My body hurt. Lights were too bright. I wanted to lay in bed.
And die.
Like
Yeah.
literally, I felt
Yeah.
I felt like a zombie. So zombies are real.
Zombies are real.
Yeah, I felt like a zombie that whole day, and I was just like, and they're like, "We're gonna miss you. Have a great time." I was like, "I just leave me alone."
I just want to crawl into a hole.
Like,
Yeah.
and then you get to basic training, and you get woken up, and you're like, "Oh man, basic was wild."
Okay, so for me, it was when I started realizing it was the first day I had a 2-day hangover. Because the second day I was just like, what the hell? Why am I still like tired and I'm still just, you know? That was in my like late 20s. After
So
I
like a
hit-
week ago.
Yeah, pretty much. I wish.
You got that baby face, dog. I can't talk.
Okay, little brother.
At least he doesn't have the duck.
So, going back to that, no, so when I really realized it, after I was 30. So, you know how people talk about you get out of bed and you're just like, oh, my back.
Yeah.
I had one of those within a couple months of turning 30. I woke up and I was like, my back. You had that moment, and you just gotta like sit at the edge of your bed like an old man, just kind of like
Taking a breath.
You're just
Well, and I think something that's exacerbated mine is that I got in that really bad motorcycle wreck. I broke my collarbone in 2 places. I actually fractured my shoulder blade. I broke my shoulder ball inside the socket.
Oof.
8 ribs.
Yeah, he had a
severe
bad one.
concussion.
We were wearing
Like-
a helmet.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, it cracked. It actually cracked. I had a Shoei helmet. It cracked the helmet.
Yeah.
And
Showies
I sent it in, and Shoei
Sorry,
fixed
off
it.
topic
Sent
real
me a
quick.
brand new one.
showy or shoey.
it's showy.
Thank you.
That's what I said. Right?
I know. No,
Oh.
it wasn't. It wasn't for
Oh,
you.
okay.
It was. This was.
Oh, okay.
I've had other people argue that with me of shoey. Sorry, just had to.
No,
Oh,
man.
okay. But
Sorry,
yeah,
had
so
to
I sent my
interject.
helmet in, and they were using it. They like X-rayed it and did a bunch of stuff to say, "Hey, this is what we can do." And I get 2 weeks later, I get a box in the mail from Shoei. Sent me a brand new helmet.
Is that like a thing?
I
Man,
don't know. They warranty their helmets.
when I high-sided my bike because I got brake checked on I-10, I had a gash on the
On the
side of my
Vic?
helmet. Yeah, on my old Victory Vegas.
Yeah.
I remember I got to the hospital and like I walked in and my wife's with me and we go to the front desk to check in and they're like, "Hey man, like what brings you in?" Like the nurse didn't look up at me. She was like very like into her
Yeah.
computer. She's like,
Yep.
"Yeah, what brings you in today?" And I was like, "Oh, I got some slight neck pain, like nothing big." Wife hits me and she's like, "Shut the hell up." And I was like, I got brake checked on I-10. The lady was going 60. Then she decided to go 0. And it was either become part transformer of her Tacoma or eat dirt. And then the doctor looked at my helmet and was like, "You see this gash right here?" And I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "You would have been dead."
Yep.
And I was like, "Are you serious, man?" And he goes, "Yeah, man." He's like, "The fact that you're walking away with this with like my fingernails all got pushed up, like I had road rash on my back, and just banged up all together."
Yeah.
He's like, "Man, this could have been a lot worse if
Yeah.
you weren't wearing a helmet." And since then, dude, like I wear a Simpson now, and I'll never not wear a helmet, even if I'm just riding around the neighborhood.
See, and I'm dumb because I
what
don't
do you
wear
have?
one.
What do you have now?
Shoei.
I got a Shoeworth, but
Shoebursts are good, man.
they're
no,
helmets.
they're good
So
helmets
yeah,
too.
my wreck. That's the only like road rash that I got, and it's when I hit the ground. They said my hand must have slammed down that way when my shoulder broke. Yeah, I hit my head off a
Is that on a
concrete
Blackbird?
power box. No, that was on a Ninja 600.
You fit on a Ninja?
Back then I did. I was a little bit smaller. So these are the bikes that I've had. I've had a KLR 650 back in the day.
Okay.
A WR 200, which wasn't a road bike, the KLR 650, a Ninja 600 D2, which was the twin exhaust. Then I had a R6 limited edition, which I bought right after I wrecked the Ninja. And yes, I did fit on it back then. I was smaller. It was before I got married.
Ring, ring.
Ring, ring, ring. And then I got a
funny
Suzuki.
that
I
you
got a
said that.
Suzuki RF 900R.
Okay.
And if you remember the old Motorcycle Mechanics Institute ones, where it like pans over on the ad, it pans over the bike that had like the Ferrari grill,
Yeah.
and the red windshield.
That's what
that
you-
was my bike.
What the heck?
It was actually my bike. So it had a whole bunch of work done to it. It was fast. I had a CBR 1100 Blackbird. That was my bike after the RF 900R, and that had about 165, 170 horse at the wheel. And it was insane. I hit 198 miles an hour on it.
It's just everything's just a blur at that point, huh?
Oh, dude, the dotted line was solid, and I was like, after I did that on the way to work, I was like, I have kids now, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
And I put the bike up for sale, and sold it to a really good friend of mine who, like, I had all these 15 and 16-year-olds when can I test drive your bike? No. Yeah, yes, you can. Put the cash in my hand. Oh, I don't have it. Well, then you're not test driving the bike.
Yeah, cash in hand or no keys.
And I had a buddy of mine who was on the way back to his house, and he was going up over Cloudcroft, and he hit an antelope. Or not an antelope, what's the big ones? Elk. He hit an elk on his
Jesus.
motorcycle, on his vehicle.
Yeah.
So he laid it down, and it slid underneath the elk. And he got clipped by one of the legs, and he was all cut up and stuff. And so he told his VFR Interceptor.
How's the elk?
It walked away.
Damn right.
Yeah.
The elk's like,
2,000
Jesus
pounds. What was
Christ.
that?
Hey, did I ever tell you about who wins within a motorcycle and a Prius?
The Prius.
Prius.
He's afraid of Prii. But, so then...
I'll tell you a story after this.
So then
You know
I sold the bike to him. I went 4 years without a bike, and I bought my Suzuki Boulevard C109R, which great bike. just not for long
That's
distances.
not the Boss, is it?
No, that's the M109.
Okay.
So the C109 was the more touring version. It's not any more touring. It's the most uncomfortable long distance bike on the planet.
What do they do? They just change like from a because I know with the Boss they have like that little fairing.
Yeah,
and then the tour.
There's no fairing on the
Okay.
touring, so you could get a clip-in windshield, which I had a pretty good size. Like I call it the Chips windshield, like the big Lexon. But it's
Big
the only
old
thing that would
piece of
keep
plastic.
the bugs off you, you know.
Oh yeah, especially here in Arizona, man.
So when we drove to Houston and back on it, and then I was like, no, I'm not keeping this thing. This is ridiculous. Like, it was the most uncomfortable bike. It was it was unbelievably fast. Like, it would smoke the bike I have now, like, unbelievably quick. Because it had 240, the 240 rear wheel. So it was
Speaking
a
of that
big
whole
old big
Prius
wheel.
thing, you were the one that picked up my bike when I hit the Prius.
Yeah. So he calls me one day, and I'm just sitting in my house. He's like, "Hey, dude, I need help." I was like, "What's up, man?" Man, I wrecked my bike. I was trying to turn into this lane, and this vehicle turned into me. I was like, "What happened?" He's like, "It's a Prius," and I was like, "Oh," because I feel for him. So I go and pick up his bike. He's like kind of like still coming off an adrenaline dump, and I'm like, "Hey, man, you need to go to the hospital like right now. Like you need to get checked out." And then he's like, "Dude, I gotta get my bike out of here." So I take his bars and I like push him up. And then I ride like, well, I think you were driving. You and your cousin.
My nephew
or you and
was
your
driving,
nephew.
yeah.
And then I'm riding in front of you on your messed up bike, and the bars are like this. So I'm just going like 25 miles an hour down this road, and then we get to my house and we leave it there, and it was there for like what 2 months until they picked it up.
Yeah, till the insurance company picked it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the one that came to pick it up. We had to take the whole fender off because it was pushed into the tire.
Yeah.
Dude, first time when I was riding around on a Yamaha Bolt, I was over near the Foothills Park Place Mall, and I was making a turn out of this business to go into. Man, the dog's licking my leg again, and it weirded me out. So I'm turning.
Luckily, it wasn't Eric.
Yeah, right,
Hey, baby.
I'm turning out to go
She's
to
like,
start on
"Oh,
this road.
He
And
tastes
this
so different
Prius-
than you do.
Yeah, it tastes like tahini and mangoes.
He tastes like tahini and mangoes. You taste like fat pig.
Wow.
I thought it was bacon.
But dude, this Prius,
Fat pig.
flips a Yui, and I'm still learning my clutch control, and I just go "Rrr," boop, and I lay that down, dude. And I ended up denting my primary cover, and the guy gets out of it, and this dude was like shants, like those jeans that are cut to shorts,
Yeah.
like a tight V-neck,
Jorts.
and he had like little sunglasses on. He goes, "Hey man, are you okay?" And I was like, "Go away now." He goes, "I didn't even see you there." I'm like, "Really? You didn't see the bright red bike in front of you?" It's like, "Yeah, I just thought it was my turn to make a Yui." And I was like, "That's crazy, dog. Help me get my bike up real quick." I got my bike up, and I called my homie. I was like, "Hey, dude, I need you to come take a look at my bike. I think my bars got pushed back a little. Like, give me a once over." And he goes, "What happened?" And I explained it. He goes, "Dude, a Prius, bro?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Can we just leave it at that, man?"
All right, just stop.
so
Priuses
it's-
are dangerous.
So it's
They hit
PTSD.
bikes. Prius, traumatic stress syndrome.
Stress disorder.
Stress disorder.
Disorder. There you go. Prius traumatic stress
PTSS.
disorder.
PTS, that's some charisma right there.
That's some charisma
It's
right there.
charisma. But on that note, I think it's that time.
Oh, no, it isn't. I've got more to say.
Oh, okay. Well, then go ahead.
So we'll do it for the next time, though. So live good.
Ride hard.
And we'll catch you next time.